Coach, the weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open. Coach, the weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Carolina Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Here we go. 7 set. 6 yards. Go, D. Let's go. 25. Check 25. Check 25. Switch. Rotate. Spell. 57. Mike, 57. Orbit. Defense. Our time. It's our time. Switch. Check. Crunch.
On 1st and 10, Cunningham. Blitz coming, and down he goes. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Joker.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Here's Cunningham from the gun. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. Not a whole lot of room to run. Gets it to the 35 after showcasing the great move. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Hey, exit. 46.
2nd and 9 now. That's complete to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Come on, set. 70, Indy. Hey, Zoo.
They're going to look to throw. Got his target, Samuel. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
They'll look to throw now on first down. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down.
80 weapons. Ready, hit it.
Looking to throw. He'll take a shot for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong, you know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Check it back.
Now it's Breida. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
On 3rd down, a run from Breida. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up the 4th down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well. But when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
51 yards on the punt there. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
At the 43-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, team 6. Team 6. Now.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
And a Panther 1st down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Double time. Hey.
They'll look to throw. Open man, Samuel, complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 13 yards, 1st down, Panthers.
A gain of 13 yards. 1st down.
We're scoreless after 1.
That's the end of the 1st quarter with no score.
Panther football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Hey, check.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 7 yards the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Complete out to Samuel on the quick throw. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Curtis Samuel, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
Oh, I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards, as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And this is their third drive right now. Maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Cunningham looking to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Watch that. Hey, alert 3.
Breida, he'll try the right side. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Here's Breida. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. A nice first down pickup on a gain of 6.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Y'all playing the wrong football.
Out of the gun here, it's Cunningham. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Falcons. Mecole Hardman, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Point after, right down the middle. And they take the lead here at 7-6. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. There to stop him, Terrell Edmonds.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the plays we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Hey, Alpha. 46, boy, 46. 46 to Mike. That's the pass. 46 to Mike, 46.
Back to throw. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
This quarterback now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. They'll set up a throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Falcons say they have it. They do. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
Set, ready. Now the roof. Match by 4. 61. Match back. Right. Check. Check. 36.
Following the fumble recovery, Cunningham. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Brian Burns in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Cunningham. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
Mike, 55. Right there in the middle. 55.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Okay, buddy, I see you.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Back to throw now on first down. Stepping up, he'll try and run. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
2nd and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Here we go. 70, Indy. Hey, Foxtrot. Snap.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on third down.
Mike 46. Mike 46. You ain't doing nothing, Doug. You ain't doing nothing.
They'll drop the throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
I'm coming after you.
He lost 9 there. That's really going to set him back for 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 19 at the 49-yard line.
Ready? 54, right there. 54, Mike. I'm trying to collect.
On 2nd down, here's Cunningham. And finding the tight end Hooper. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw on 3rd down, Cunningham. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half.
1st down, Panthers.
This quarterback now 12 of 15 throwing the ball, 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And that's complete to McCaffrey. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. And he just clocked it. But the clock wasn't even moving. Well, that's one you don't see very often, a wasted down. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down.
Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Incomplete. Intended for DJ Moore. It's now 4th down.
And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down.
Hey, I-7. Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike.
They'll throw now on the final play. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. So we're at halftime with our score 7-6 in a tough-fought first half. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd.
56 to Mike. 56 is to Mike. Blue dead. Mike 56.
He'll drop to throw. And he finds a man. It's McCaffrey. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. 8 yards, first down as they're able to convert.
And the Panther first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Come, baby. I'm coming, baby.
Looking to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
I have to think a major focus at halftime, Mings, had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
At their own 28-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Check three, check three, check three. That's it. Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike. Hey, that's 64. Wait, switch. Check it, check.
Throwing again, Cunningham. Complete to the running back, Matt Breida. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Now Cunningham. This is caught. It's close. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Double dog. Hey. Say.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Running out of the gun here, Breida. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. 2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Here we go. Hey, no, 54 Mike. I got you, boy. I got you, boy.
He may try and run for this. A solid gain of 7 yards that time on the keeper and a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now a first down throw, Cunningham. And that's complete to Cooks. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Ready? 50 run. 54. 2 up. Hey, watch that.
On first down, it's Cunningham. Completes it to Hardman. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the first down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
57, Mike 57. 81. Check out.
Now Cunningham. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, but it'll be second and goal.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, second and goal.
Check.
On second down, a run with Breida. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
Third and goal.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on third and goal?
Check. Banjo. Hayward. 54 is Mike.
Here's Cunningham from the gun. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Open man is Samuel, complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards on the play. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another first and 10. They'll look to throw here. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 13 yards, first down, Panthers.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They're going to look to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant to the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So a chance there goes by the wayside. That one just didn't have enough leg to get there.
Yeah, and it would have given him a lead here in the 4th quarter. And those are the ones that keep you up at night when you don't have enough distance. I wonder if maybe did his foot hit the ground first? Did he not get enough of the ball? He's going to be thinking about that one.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
The Falcons send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And I hate to point to that missed field goal from their last drive, but you look at the scoreboard, they would be in the lead if they had that 3.
Well, no doubt those points or those missed points do loom large. But here they're getting a chance for a makeup, aren't they? Almost like my time in school.
Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who have had the receivers on lockdown.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On 1st down, here's Breida. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Well, now they'll try the end around. I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with one more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Out of the gun here, it's Cunningham. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And this is caught inside the 5. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Brandon Cooks, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons turn that interception into a touchdown. Extra point right down the middle. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. Agreed, that's twice now in this fourth quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Hey, switch gears.
They'll start on the ground with Breida, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. From the gun on 3rd down, Cunningham. And it's complete. Hooper. A gain of 22. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
Here we go.
The Falcons in victory formation as they take a knee. The Falcons in victory formation as they take a knee. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons, and they were really helped by their defense forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Atlanta, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for